Okay, we're going to do some extension on the floor, so a lot of our cobras, but we'll build up from our small extensions first and then you can decide what you want to do. I'm going to add the ball in as well, but don't worry, if you don't have a ball you can just ignore it, or you like use if you could just, if you've got another kind of wee beach ball or something like that, you could use that, or a roller, kind of the same thing. Okay, so we'll get started. Before you do any of the extension stuff, just go through your spine curls and things. Just make sure that your body's quite happy going into extension. It's one of those things that if you've just not had a very pleasant day with your body, if it's feeling a bit tight, then don't go into your full extension. Just take it easy and just listen to what your body's wanting you to do. Just because you did something to a certain point one week, it doesn't mean, the next day that you can do the same thing. It's totally dependent on how your day's been and how your body's feeling. So, and this is a really important one just to listen to because of that lower back that we all seem to have issues with. Okay, right. So, if you've got a head cushion or just a hand towel, if you usually put it underneath your pelvis for this, then do that. For those of you that haven't been to class for a while and I've not shown you that one, or if you've forgotten, then just have a wee try on the mat, get a hand towel ready. It just gives you a little bit of extra support. It's certainly not cheating. It might just aid your movement a bit. So for me at the moment, I need something under here just to give me a little bit more support. So, and I'll just quickly show you bad alignment. I'm going to take this away just to show you what I'm talking about. My body completely relaxed with my tummy on the floor. I've got quite a prominent dip through this part of my body. Okay, so my lower back's quite inverted. So to bring that into neutral, what I need to do is tuck the tailbone under a little bit and see how it's just kind of lengthened that area. So that's me just in a kind of relaxed place. But if I'm thinking about it, tuck the tailbone under, and now I'm supporting my lower back. And my abdominals are working a little bit here as well, just to keep that tuck under the whole time. I'm gonna use this tonight. Usually don't need it, but today I feel I do need it, so that's fine. So we're going to pop that under there, and it just gives me a little bit more support when I'm doing that tuck under to keep the lower back in that lengthened position for the duration of the exercises. So regardless of what your upper body's doing, the first thing I want you to check is your lower back. Okay, let's pop the foreheads on the backs of our hands. Try and the upper body's, it's quite difficult, especially for us women, to get as close to the mat as we possibly can. So you want to physically tuck your chest under and tuck your ribs under. You want to try and get your shoulders as close to the floor as possible. And as a lot of us, when we start doing this, if I don't kind of sort out the upper half of my body, you can see my shoulders are higher, and my head is now, my neck's now curving down. Whereas if I spend a wee minute, I know it looks a bit funny, but just trying to lower everything, my forehead is now, could actually do with a wee cushion or something there, because my nose is kind of in the way. Oh, right, anyway, you're going to start with your feet slightly wider than your hips, and your heels are facing each other, your toes are away. Get yourself checking with your lower back, make sure it's lengthened. We're going to, hands underneath our forehead, which helps with the nose issue. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're just going to float the forehead off the floor, and as you float it off the floor, you're going to pull the shoulders down towards your hips. Inhale here and exhale all the way down through your spine again. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Now as you lift, instead of just thinking of it coming up towards the ceiling, I want you to think about that breastbone pulling forward, and then inhale to hold it, drawing the shoulders away, and then exhale down. Inhale here, exhale up. lengthen forward. Inhale here and exhale down. There shouldn't be any movement through the lower part of the body, the lower part of the spine. Now I'm going to start adding on, but by all means stay in this position if you're quite happy here. You're getting a decent amount of extension to the very top of your spine anyway. If you want to add a little bit more, you're going to take the hands a little bit wider. So the hands are slightly wider than your shoulders, in line with your head. And your forehead is on the floor now, or you can pop a head cushion or a towel there, just to keep your head in alignment. Okay, so from here, inhale here, and exhale, reach through the breastbone again, and you'll find that you can come up a little bit farther, just because by changing where your hands are. Inhale here, and exhale down. Now my gaze is still down towards the floor at this point. What I'm not doing is looking forward, craning my neck. So that's putting loads of pressure through my shoulders and my neck, and there's absolutely no reason for doing it. So just keep the back of the neck long, and then back down. So inhale here, exhale, reach through the breastbone, find that length through the spine. Inhale here and exhale down. Try and keep the shoulders wide and relaxed. Inhale here, exhale up. And again, keep going with this one if you want to. Or now we can start going into our full cobra. So this time our hands are staying on the floor, but our arms are now going to start to become lengthened. So get to the point where you were without taking the elbows off the floor, and then see if you can come a little bit higher. Just keep checking in with your lower back. Make sure it stays lengthened, there's no pulling. And you're going to keep coming up as far as you're comfortable. And even at this point, I'm tucking my tailbone under a little bit more now, just to see if I can come up a little bit more. And now my gaze is forward because I'm up to my full extent. Inhale here and exhale all the way back down. Now don't feel you need to come up as high as that if your body is not comfortable. And you can also do it in little stages. So you can just start to come up a little bit and then back down, a little bit more, and back down. And a little trick that I learned in a course last year, if you get to a point and you feel, oh, I'm kind of stuck here, try tucking the tailbone under a little bit more, and then see if you can get a little bit more lift out of that extension. Keep the shoulders reaching down towards your feet, and then all the way back down again. Okay, let's just do one more. Inhale here, exhale up, reaching through, kind of lifting up through the collarbone now up towards the ceiling, and I'm getting a little bit of extension through my hips as well now, which is nice, and then all the way back down. Okay, good. So we're going to add a little bit more to this. We're going to reach our arms forwards in a kind of star, like we were doing if we were doing a starfish position. So our arms are now mirroring our legs, okay? And we're going to start with the forehead on the floor. Now this time, what I want you to do, I want you to reach those arms forwards and reach the feet back. And because you're lengthening those limbs away from the centre of your body, you end up coming up into an extension. Your legs are going to come off the floor and your arms are going to come off the floor. And again, if you don't want to do this, if your body's not happy, or if you know that you're not at this stage, then just go back and do one of the previous options. Okay, so again, keep checking in with this guy, make sure that they're happy. Reach those fingers forward, the toes away, and find yourself into a nice extension through the whole body, and then bring yourself back down. Inhale here and exhale, and back down. So I'm starting just an exhale up and inhale back down. Okay, exhale up, if you want to, add in your inhale when you get to the top so that you get up, you have a pause. So you can exhale up and inhale and exhale. One more. Sit back on your heels for a wee moment. Just allow your back to come out of that extension. Arms forward, or if it's nicer, bring your arms down by your side. Whatever works better for you. Okay, and then just uncurl the spine when you're ready. The next thing we're going to add in is the ball, which I was talking about at the start. And this is just another little tool, and with the kind of props that we use, sometimes it feels like it's aiding the movement, and sometimes it's just not going to work for you, but that's fine. Just do whatever works for your body. Okay, so you're on the floor. We're going to have our arms just going to shuffle down, and so make sure you can see the ball. You don't need to see my feet. We're going to have the arms, the hands on top of the ball. Now, because our arms are up, our head is going to hang a little bit, but that's okay. So do your usual check. Make sure that lower back is happy. Your forehead is just going to hang in that kind of flexed position, but that's okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring your head up. And as you come into that extension, the ball is going to roll. And then you're going to come back down. So you're going to exhale. And up again. One more time. And that's quite nice, just to get that little, it's giving your shoulders a bit of extension as well, initially. Just take your hands behind you. We're going to interlace the fingers together. You're going to push your hands away, and then you can bring yourself up into a nice extension, and then bring yourself back down. And reaching the arms away. And it's quite a nice stretch for the arms, as well as giving you a little extension. One more. And again, then pop your sit bones back onto your heels just for a little rest position. Get some flexion through the spine. Uncurl nicely. And so you're sitting nice and tall. Just go into a little extension in this position. So reaching through the arms and lift up the collarbone. Just again, even in the seated position, make sure the lower back's not extended. And then bring yourself back. You can, we're going to take our arms as if we're hugging a beach ball. And we're going to just let them curve. So you're going into that kind of cat position again. So this time, tuck the tailbone under, find that curve through the spine, all the way through the belly button, and then bring yourself back and reach through the arms. Again into another extension, just to get reaching through those arms, and then we're going back to hug that beach ball again. We'll really pull through here. And last one, nice and taut, and just stay here. With your arms reaching away from the centre line of the body, and just feel that reach through the fingertips. Just kind of hold it here and keep reaching and breathing. And then just let the arms come down by your side. Give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. Forward. Big inhale. And out. One more. And out. Okay, thanks. That was a bit of a short one, but you don't want to overdo your extension. So do as much or as little as you want, and use props. The roller's quite good as well to use. Some of you will use the roller to do the extension as well, and that's quite nice. Just find a good position for you. It's really important to get some nice extension through our upper backs, because especially at the moment, I'm sure we're all focusing on our phones a wee bit too much, and yeah, just doing things that are a wee bit kind of bringing our shoulders down. So just try and relax them, get them away from your ears, pull the collarbone, get it nice and wide, and think about that nice posture through the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Okay, I hope you're all well, and I'll see you soon.